I was going through a rough patch with my dad. Ooh, are we getting into trauma time here? Dun, 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 trauma time! I feel like I need a jingle for this. But I was going through a little bit with my dad. My dad and I are not like super close. We never had a close relationship. But I've been trying really hard to rebuild it. Just cause like, I don't know. Oh man, it's because I'm on my period. That's why. I'm just fucking emotional too. I'm gonna start crying. This is all to say that like I had a little stint with my dad because I've been really thinking about family recently and like just really thinking about like, you know, how I never really got super close with either of my parents. And it just made me really sad, you know, like, and so I've been trying really hard to, for lack of better words, mend something that maybe is beyond repairing. And it was an exhausting experience recently because I had to, bro. So my dad, right? So this was during debut. This was during debut week. And he suddenly throws onto me like, hey, I'm coming to America. Can I stay with you? And I'm like, I guess so. And guess what day he ends up staying with me? The day before debut. And for obvious reasons, you know, I was already stressed out. But the biggest like struggle for me with that was that like I have a really hard time saying no to my dad because just the past trauma. Like he used to have some really bad anger issues. And like saying no to him would usually result in like either an argument or, you know, like things getting thrown around, possibly getting beat, you know, like there was a lot of like, ooh, you know, a lot of residual trauma there. And so I had a big fear of saying, no, you can't stay over. I'm really busy. You know what I mean? And so obviously I didn't say no. I said, yeah, sure. You can come over. Yeah, I guess so, you know? And then during when he stayed over, he was like, one of the days he was like, oh, ready to go grocery shopping? And I was like, for what? What are we going grocery shopping for? Oh, for when my coworkers come over and have dinner at your place tonight. What? What? Again, the night before debut. The night before debut. And I'm just like, can I say no? Cause like before there was always the argument of like, oh, this is my house. You know, you have to do what I say, you know, like I'm not, you know, you're not paying for rent in this house and therefore like blah, 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 right? Whatever, right? But obviously I'm paying for my own place now. Like this isn't his house anymore, you know? So I blew up at him for the first time ever in my life. I screamed at him. I yelled at him. I literally was like, this is unacceptable. You can't do this to me. This is my space. I cultivated this space. You don't get to fucking invade it. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I stood up for myself for the first time ever in my life, you know? And he took it pretty well, to be honest. Like, he was like, whoa. Didn't know she could do that, you know? Like, and like we ended up having actually a really good conversation about how like, you know, you can't change the past, but you can't erase it either, you know? Like he actually was pretty receptive to it, and he, you know, he sat down with me and we talked it out, and it wasn't all like sunshine and roses, obviously. Like, you know, we didn't fix everything, but we got somewhere. Like I finally told him about how like, you know, for example, like him calling me a whore in front of all of my friends was traumatizing and definitely made me feel like I was lesser than, you know, like stuff like that, you know, like I finally said that to him. Like I finally like was like, hey, You doing this thing traumatized me. I am traumatized from this thing that you did, you know? And so like there was a lot of just like me confronting him about the things he did in his past for the first time. And it was fucking exhausting, dude. Oh my God, it was exhausting. Kumbaya. Yeah, my relationship with my parents is not great. Yeah, it was definitely a long time coming. It was just more so like a, okay, I don't know, like, there might be some people in here who are like really heavily relating right now and are like, how can you even, have the space in your heart to even want to try the men stuff with him? Like, I'm sure for those who have experienced something along these lines, like, people might be thinking that right now, right? And you know what? For me, from the 3 years ago, don't think I would have been able to do it either. But having your own space and being able to like feel like you have something to back up on, I'm not financially relying on them anymore. They don't control me, I can finally stand up for myself. And so I feel like that part of me makes me a lot more patient because I'm in a space where them being mad at me isn't the end of the world anymore, And I hope that for those people who are in the situation where they may feel stuck, they may feel trapped, they may feel like that there really isn't like a resolution in sight. I'm here to tell you that you do make it. You do make it. It does get better. And even if it doesn't, you have the autonomy to remove them from your life. At least you will have the autonomy to remove them from your life sooner or later. Exactly. I can interact with them on my own terms now. Exactly. The dynamic changes completely. Yeah, totally, dude. Honestly, good for you for going off at him because I can't imagine a father saying that to your own kid. I mean, hey, man, like back before I started talking to people, I thought it was normal. Like it becomes such a, I truly hope that everyone who, might be hearing this and might be relating on some degree or another, I hope that you can find your peace as soon as possible as well. This episode of Trauma Shield Podcast is brought to you by Raycon. Raycon! Thank you, Envy. Appreciate it. Oh my God! Thank you for the Akasupa! As someone who comes from a dysfunctional family and had bad parents, I get you and I hope you're in a better place. I'm proud that you came from the other side and remain kind of person. I'm proud of you. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like, despite everything, I don't think I would change my life. Do I wish that, things maybe mended itself a little bit earlier? Yeah. I also feel like I am the person I am today because of, the experiences I went through. And I talked a little bit about this before on stream, but it's like, for me, it's like if someone in chat, can relate to something that I've gone through in regards to these experiences, what for? But it's like, my hopes is that, if someone on stream can like relate to, my experiences and like feel seen by them, then for me, it's like what I had gone through was worth it. Because I do feel like, these aren't uncommon things for people to go through. It's just not a lot of people talk about them,